the Dean in the School of Industrial Sciences and Technology here at Harare Institute of Technology. So we embarked on this project with members from the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research in South Africa, CSIR, as well as the University of Eswatini. In this arrangement, we received a grant worth about 120,000 US dollars. That is for HIT, but the total of the project came to 600,000 US dollars. And as previous speakers have already indicated, we were looking at the application of indigenous or traditional medicines for the treatment of HIV and AIDS related conditions, the management as it were. So we did manage this whole project. It was an 18-month project, but we did it in just under 1 year. And also all our members did everything they could in the shortest space time possible to achieve a registrable output. And I'm very happy to say that as we speak, these products are with the national regulator, that's the Medicines Control Authority of Zimbabwe, and they are looking at it from the normal standard framework for regulating complementary medicines. In the future, we are looking at the greater commercialization of these drugs. We want them to go and to permeate throughout the whole SADC region, just going beyond our Zimbabwean borders. In short, I think this is what I can say for now. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Neliswe Karara. I am a trained herbalist and registered with Ministry of Health through TMPC. I'm also a scientist, a plant scientist, a chemical engineer, and a doctor with a PhD. My job is to collect herbs from the wild, take them to the lab, process them, and manufacture different herbal remedies. Currently, we have a remedy that we've introduced, that we've manufactured in collaboration with the Harare Institute of Technology, and we're funded by SADC, EU, and GIZ under their program of industrialization. The product is called Mutombo. It is made out of natural herbs from different parts of the country. I also represent a company that is called Ekaya Natural Products. It's a local company. We are based in Mazoe. We also work with the community. We empower the community, especially the youth, women, and the marginalized. They help us in the collection of herbs and in the processing of herbal remedies. We are also in line with the Vision 2030. Yes, as Ekaya, we are in line with the Vision 2030 because we are also empowering our people. My product is called Mutombo. This is the Mutombo. It's a name that I took from my late grandmother. She used to call any healing medicine or healing remedy Mutombo. So that's why I call it Mutombo. Mutombo, it is used to, it doesn't cure, but it relieves the HIV symptoms and the opportunity diseases caused by HIV and AIDS. So this is the Mutombo. It's good and it's very good. It's made out of about 5-6 herbs. So this is the Mutombo product.
My name is retired Major Timothy Thanda Njekete. I'm one of the indigenous knowledge holders in the SIPS project. The SIPS project is a project which was started by SADC in collaboration with HIT and EU. So we I have a drug that we developed together with HEAT, sponsored by SADC and EU. This drug that I'm holding right now is called Menivir. Menivir is a drug that manages HIV. So it's an HIV management drug. It does not cure, but like any other traditional herbs that we have, it manages the symptoms of HIV. So currently, we call it a management drug until further processes like trials. But this drug has undergone a lot of lab tests.
Yes. Remember, it's a herb that I took over from my grandmother, who was a herbalist. She has been using Mutombo for 8 years. And so the history of use alone shows that Mutombo works. Not only as an immune booster, but as something that can relieve HIV, opportunistic diseases and symptoms, and even cancer and many other diseases. Mutombo is a powerful remedy. It has been passed on to me by my late grandmother. So Mutombo has the history of use of about 8 years. So scientifically, when they are doing clinical trials, they also look at the history of use. So I can say Mutombo helps. It does not, it cure HIV, but it helps in relieving the opportunistic diseases related to HIV and AIDS, and even cancer. It does relieve, even diabetes and many other diseases. My grandmother used to call it murapazose, kutino rapazose. So that can tell you that Mutombo inorapa.
The tests were conducted in South Africa, and it took a whole year for us to develop this drug. So for us, it's a plus. Menivir is derived from the word men. Then the ver that you see after men is it's ver, that means virus. So it is men, Inoraya virus, translated in English as the thunder that kills the virus. Apparently my middle name is called Thunder. That's my middle name. So the name on this medicine, the label here is called Menivir, which means Thunder Fair or the Meninora virus. This is a powerful drug, and we think it is going to make a very big impact in market medu. And for the country, economy medu, I know it in 5.0, and if you look at the numbers HIV in both the Zimbabwe and SADC, you are looking at over 15 million. In Zimbabwe alone, we have got over 1 million people. So if we are going to distribute this to Zimbabwe every month, mind you, this is going to be taken monthly, and you distribute this in the whole region, I'm sure it's going to make an impact economically. Revenue yakanaka. By the way, traditional medicine is referred as to knowledge, approaches, knowledge and beliefs. incorporating my plants, my minerals, and minerals. So the medicine, traditional medicine, is something that is passed on from generation to generation. Something that has been used for over years and years. Because it's knowledge passed on from generation to generation. So equally for me, I acquired this knowledge from my father. He was a herbalist, and I grew up and as he was carrying out his he was a healer, a traditional healer, a herbalist. So I used to help him to dispense mishonga yavo, when he was giving to patients. So, I had, at that time I didn't have much interest. But later on, when I grew up and when I was studying my pharmacy, I realized that there are a lot of plants or a lot of drugs, conventional drugs, that are derived from herbs. Things like aspirin, we all know aspirin, which is a painkiller, colchicine, morphine, those are powerful drugs, but they are all made out of plants. So when I looked at all those plants, then I asked a question. These drugs are made in Europe, but derived from plants. Why is it that we are not making the same drugs that are made in Europe, which are driven from my plants? So my interest grew, as I continued to research on these things. So
trade in a bogus, in a both my fake name original. I am the original person. Looking at the packaging, yemtombo, murikunyatsokuona kuti chikuratidza kuti chinhu chakatoenda kulab chikanotariswa nemascientist. And remember, I'm also one of the scientists. Besides being a herbalist, I'm also a scientist. Saka mutombo wakanonyatsotariswa ukanyatsoongororwa, and ukatotarisa pa even panenge yacho munonyatsoona kuti une madosages acho zvese zvakatonyorwa, kutori nekapepa kari inside kane kainsert kanotaura mashandiro emutombo nezvose. Uyu wakatosiyana. Mukatarisa zvemustriti zvamunoreva mustriti zvinenge zvakaiswa muzvibhodhoro zvisina zita. Munhu wacho zvaanenge akaita zvacho, the presentation inotokutaurira kuti chinhu chiri fake kana chiri bogus ichi, nokuti hazvigoni kuti chinhu chemustriti kunzi chinorapa zvose uye chakaita sei. The outlook, the general outlook, inokwanisa kukuudza kuti chinhu chakamira sei. Ukanditarisa inini sachiremba, I am a herbalist, trained herbalist, a scientist, anditi ndinotora chinhu changu kusango ndoenda nacho kulab. Already zvatova neconfidence izvozvo kuti ndiri munhu akaita sei. Mukatarisa even packaging yemutombo yacho ngoitarisa so inotokupai confidence iyoyo, and zvakanyorwa zvacho yakatonyatsonyorwa kuti immune booster nditi uye ichirapa zvakati 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 zvakati. That alone will give you confidence. Takatosiyana nevekustreet, takatosiyana. Ndizouya nawo kulab wakange utori ma-success stories kudhara. That's why I refer to my grandmother, the late grandmother, a herbalist for 100 years. Vakaushandisa when she was 20. For 80 years, vachishandisa mushonga umwe chetewo. That's why ndakazoutora kuzouya nayo kulab. Because ndichikura ndaiona gogo vachiti munhu akauya even ari mubhara konzi mupe murapa zvose. Vaikuti murapa zvose because gogo wanga asina kudzidza. Inini semunhu aenda kuchikoro as a doctor. That's why ndasvika this level yokuti ngauye ndiunotestwa ndiprove kuti gogo zvavairapa vanhu vachipora shuwa unorapa here. Wakaenda ukanotariswa and ukatokurisa percentage yakanaka 90% pamushonga wechivanhu. It's a good percentage. Confidence nditori nayo yakatonyanyisa 100% confidence. Iko kutongoutora kuendesa kulab zvoga izvo zvotoratidza confidence. Zvotoratidza confidence. Kungoendesa kulab zvotoratidza confidence. And mushonga yedu, miti yedu isusu original. haisi GMO, and miti ma-indigenous trees atakakura aripo ndo atiri kushandisa iwayo. Ka element kekuva organic kuti mishonga yedu iri natural, izvozvo zvega zvinotoratidza kuti mishonga yedu ine power. And kwatinoitora mutombo, it's a down word zvichireva kuti mushonga. Saka ritori brand rokuti nyangwe rikaenda kuChina, as long as kuine maZimbabweans kana kune vanhu vemuAfrica vanoziva kuti mutombo zvinorevei, already mushonga unotofamba. Right now tatowane ma-inquiries after the exhibition yatakaita, inquiries from Dubai, inquiries even from China, from UK, iri kutouya kutoda mutombo. Tisu tiri kutowamisa kuti mutombo pane zvatiri kugadzisa 1 2 3, but otherwise mutombo uri kutopisa.
My name is Tekla Matsakeli. I work at Harare Institute of Technology as a research assistant in the School of Industrial Sciences. So for this project, the SciDex project, I also worked as a research assistant, and the project was based on the application of indigenous knowledge for the management of HIV and AIDS. So we're saying it is known that herbs have healing properties, have certain properties and compounds that are in them that are used to manage different diseases. So we were putting in the science to validate if they actually work. So in this project we're working with traditional medicine practitioners that are registered, taking the medicine that they've been using to manage HIV and AIDS symptoms, and we were collaborating with the laboratory in SA called CSIR, which is where we took our herbs and we were able to test them, and we found out that these herbs, they actually have antiviral properties, and we were able to formulate them and also establish a dosage that is not toxic to people, because herbs are used, that are used generally, they are not standardized. We need to establish a dosage that is safe, and also to properly package them, putting in the excipients, that is the stabilizers, preservatives, so that the product can be put on the market.